Hey everyone, welcome to the Wilson Homestead. I'm down here in the vegetable garden. You can see the beautiful bean arch right here above me. It is a pretty cool fall evening out here in the garden. Fall. I do not like fall because that just means that winter's coming and, you know, the garden is starting to die and so is my soul. So, you know, I'm like the garden. I'll come back in the spring, but for the winter and fall months, it's pretty much dark times for me. But anyway, I have a few things to harvest down here, and I need to check the tomatoes. They're almost done, but there are a few that need picked, and I'm gonna give you an update on a couple things. But my number one task tonight is to try to see if my one and only watermelon that I grew this year is actually ripe. That's a tricky thing. Like, I googled a lot of stuff. I've never actually successfully grown a watermelon before, so I don't really know what I'm looking for. So I googled some stuff, and so we're gonna go check out this Sugar Baby watermelon and see if it's ready. Let's stop and look at these beautiful dahlias again. Oh, I just love these. Got the red ones over here. Now, once it frosts here, I'm gonna dig these up. They should have tubers underneath, and I can save them again for next year. Now, this dahlia over here is not as impressive, so I don't know if I'm gonna save this one. I mean, the flowers are pretty. It's got these little orange flowers, but the plant is very weak and stuff, so I just don't think I'm gonna save that one. But these two right here are definitely getting saved. A little bit of bad news right here. I grew peaches and cream sweet corn, and it was almost ready to harvest. And I planned an evening that I was going to come down here and harvest it, and I was out of the garden for about 2 days, and I got down here and every single bit of it was eaten by something. I'm guessing raccoons, because they probably just climbed the fence, but they left me nothing. So I did not get a harvest of sweet corn this year, but that's okay. I will not get deterred. I will try again next year. Elephant ears are loving their life in this spot, but their days are numbered because it won't be long until we get some frost. But these are beautiful. When I grew elephant ears before, I only had them in containers, so I didn't really know what their true potential could be in the ground. Now, these are raised beds, but they're still loving life. I mean, this leaf right here is just humongous and beautiful. I want to get some of the black elephant ears though, because those are really cool looking. I actually bought one this year and planted it, and it never came up. So I'm going to try that again next year. This bed right here is a total mess. Look at all those weeds. But I planted a late crop of cucumbers, pickling cucumbers, because my first round didn't go well. And they're actually starting to put on some little cucumbers, but I just don't think that I have enough time for these to do much before we get frost, because frost is going to be coming soon. Okay, here is the melon. This is a Sugar Baby watermelon, and from what I have read online, and I hope they're not lying to me, because, you know, you can't believe everything that you read online. But you can see that this vine is starting to dry up. They just said the tendrils would dry up and get brown. And the closest tendril to the watermelon will dry up and get brown. And this is dried. And this is also dried. And this whole part is dried. And, like, I just looked all around because here's another tendril, and it's dried. So this melon didn't get that big. I don't really know how big sugar babies are supposed to get. I know that they're smaller than like normal watermelons, but also I read that this spot on the bottom will get yellow, and it's yellow. So I really think that it's time to pick this. Aren't you supposed to like knock on watermelons too, just like see what they sound like? Hello? It's me. Like, it sounds hollow. I don't know. I just don't know. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick it. Now, if I pick it and it was too early, then it's just gonna be garbage. Gosh, I don't know. Another tip that I read online, it said that to make sure it's not shiny anymore. Well, this is definitely not shiny. It's a little dull looking, so all the signs point to yes. And I really want to eat a watermelon right now. So, okay. I'm going to pick it. That's what I'm going to do. I haven't decided in my head. I'm going to pick this. And if it's not ripe, it's not ripe. And I'll just learn from my mistakes and try again next year. Okay. Here we go. I'm having second thoughts now. No, I'm not. I'm just going to do it. Just do it. Okay. Shit. Now I'm worried. Oh well. I worry a lot anyway, so that's my usual mood. But anyway, we'll go see what else we have in the garden here. I'm sure there's a couple tomatoes to pick. And then we will go up to the house and cut this baby open. I still have a few Parks Whopper that need picked over here. And still a couple green ones. I'm going to give them some time. I won't clean this garden up until after it frosts, because for some reason, if I've got like a little bit of fruit on here, I just don't want to pull stuff out. You know, just in case. Like, what if it warms up again? I really don't think that's going to happen, but wishful thinking, I guess. But I'm going to go ahead and pick everything that is red or blushing, like this one. And I've got a few cherry tomatoes left that I need to pick. These here are Purple Bumblebee. Got a few white cherries right here. My tomatoes really suffered this year, and well, we had a lot of wet weather, and that was the reason for the disease and everything. But we also had a lot of stink bugs, and they will just like suck the life out of these ripe fruit, and then you take them inside and they have those bites on them, and then they start rotting within like 3 days, which is really a pain. I have thrown out so many tomatoes this year. This is probably one of my worst tomato years ever, just because of those stink bugs and the blight. So I am really hoping that next year is a little bit better. And like, what can you really do for stink bugs? I'm not spraying this garden down with pesticide. So, I mean, what do you do? A few Juliets right here. Even that plant kind of suffered this year, which was really odd, because that's usually my best plant every year. It just wasn't a good year for gardening. I have a few peppers in here that I'm gonna harvest. Now these are, I think, California Wonder bell peppers. Not huge, but still nice and tasty, I'm sure. And up here, I have the golden variety, if I can find them. Oh, here we go. That one's starting to change, so I'm going to go ahead and pick it. I probably could have given that one a few more days, but I'm feeling impatient. Look how cool the Gomphrena looks right now. Like, whenever it starts getting cooler outside, Gomphrena comes into its own. So pretty. I will grow this every single year. It has to be one of the coolest flowers. And they're like, I don't know how to explain the texture of them. I really should probably pick some of these beans too. These are, let me think for a minute, Kentucky Wonder pole beans that are growing on that arch trellis. I just picked them a couple days ago, but I can see that there's still a lot more in there, but I don't have time to do that tonight because I have a watermelon to cut up and it's getting dark, so I will probably come back out in the morning and do that. Well, I've only been down here for probably about 20 minutes, and that's a pretty good haul right there. I am satisfied. Like I said, I will come back tomorrow night and probably pick those beans. But for now, let's take this stuff up to the house so we can get that watermelon cut open and see if it was actually ripe. Okay, the moment we've been waiting for. Is this melon ripe or is it crap? I don't know. But let's find out. Please be ripe. Please be ripe. Please be ripe. There's a lot of juice coming out, so I feel very hopeful at this point. I feel like maybe it could have went a little bit longer. It's not really deep red, but it smells really good. Okay, so we gotta taste this. Oh God, I'm gonna cut some digits off here. Ugh. I need a better knife for this. Okay, the moment of truth. What does it taste like? It's not great. I feel like I should have left it on the plant longer. It's not very sweet. Oh God. Why? Why? I don't know if you can tell, but it's... the camera makes it look a lot darker than it is. Ugh. I'm gonna have to put some salt on this to eat it. I mean, at least it's edible. And it's juicy, but it's just crap. What are you gonna do? I should have gave it probably another couple weeks. My heart wasn't in my garden this year. I said in an earlier video that I had a loss this year and it kind of kicked me in the guts. And I'm having a hard time getting past it, and so like it was somebody that really inspired me about gardening. And we had so much in common, and we talked on the phone every night about it. I actually created this channel for her, and so the loss of her, it was in March. It was actually on St. Patrick's Day. And the loss of her just took the wind out of me this year, and I had no desire at all to be down in my garden. And I've been trying to get back into making these videos and stuff, but I'm not quite there yet. I didn't want to be in my garden this year because everything that I did down there reminded me of her, and so this was a really hard gardening year for me. And on top of that, we had a lot of rain, and the stink bugs were crazy down there, like I said, on my tomatoes, and they wreak havoc on tomatoes and beans and all of that stuff. So I don't know, I'm just trying to get through this year, get it under my belt, and hopefully next year I can, hopefully next year will be a lot better for me and for my garden. I'm going to try to pay more attention to it and be down there as much as I was before, but this year has just been really hard, and I appreciate all of you that have stuck with me through this. Like, I know I have a few subscribers that keep watching me, and I really appreciate it. And shout out to my Uncle Jeff because he watches all my videos. And I am just going to wrap it up here because I'm getting emotional. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time here on the Wilson Homestead. Bye, guys.